The ASEAN Economic Community in 2015 will open up the labor market in Thailand and lead directly to expansion of high-skills manufacturing in the country, especially in the automobile and electronics sector. However, with the open trade environment, manufacturers of labor-intensive products such as garments and textiles will relocate their facilities to such countries as Vietnam, Cambodia, and China that will be more cost competitive as they do not need highly skilled labor for their jobs. Thailand country manager for ManpowerGroup Simon Matthews said he did not believe that labor would freely move from one country to another under the AEC. The AEC is different from the European Union as ASEAN members have different wage structures and market mechanisms. Matthews said Thailand used to be strong in the textile industry. However, when the domestic wage increases, this industry will move on to grow in China and Vietnam. Consequently, the Thai labor market has changed significantly to focus on high-skills manufacturing sectors such as automobiles and electronics. Matthews said there were many challenges in the wake of the government's policy to increase the minimum wage in certain provinces to 300 baht effective from April the 1st. Meanwhile, the minimum wage in the rest of the provinces will rise by 40%. The first challenge is a new minimum wage structure will affect businesses' bottom line performance and profitability. The second challenge is that if they pass on the cost to the consumers, it will push up the prices of products and services. The wage increase will also impact inflation. Matthews said that to cope with the wage hike, local manufacturers needed to improve their efficiency and productivity within the organization. They have to do more with skills. He said, at present, the wages in North America, Europe, and China are quite high. Several companies plan to move their production base to other countries. Thailand still encounters the problem of lacking skilled labor and language skills, especially for the industrial sector focusing on the particular skills such as the eastern seaboard. Matthews said the main focus of ManpowerGroup was to search for more labor in fields where there is a shortage. Meanwhile, it plans to establish a manpower search and selection center in Cambodia as well. Marketing manager for ManpowerGroup, Suthida Kanchanakantikun, said the company's survey of 1,080 job applicants and 200 companies using its service found in the following. The most wanted jobs for local labor were marketing and public relations, about 21%, administration and human resource at 20%, advertising and media at 16%, tourism and hotel at 15%, and financial and banking at 14%.
And still on this topic of labor in Thailand, Khun Nathakorn, we have on the line with us Mr. Simon Matthews, the country manager in Thailand for the ManpowerGroup. Good afternoon, Mr. Matthews.
Good afternoon. You're quite faint, so I can hardly hear you. I don't know if you can hear me okay?
Okay.
We can hear you okay, Mr. Matthews. Can you hear us? Mr. Matthews, can you hear us?
I can hear you now. That's perfect.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Yes, as a recruiting firm, do you have plans for any fairs or events coming up to help people who were affected by the latest floods find new jobs?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've talked before. We've opened up more recruitment hubs in the Kingdom of Thailand. These hubs are really for candidate attraction, for finding resource where there isn't the work and moving them to the work. We've also setting up our mobile recruitment hubs, and these are mobile units that will travel and move around to collect that. So we're investing heavily in our recruitment activities at the present.
Mr. Matthews, so what kind of jobs are demanded in the country, both skilled and unskilled currently?
I mean, again, we're still finding challenges in finding operators for the manufacturing industries. I mean, there's continued growth in the automotive, the electronic industry in Thailand, but also for the skills. I mean, we're still finding sales, accounting, HR are still very short. And again, we've really launched a lot more social media on Facebook, LinkedIn, and really spreading our network to find these people.
Yes. Which parts of Thailand would you say are still in need of workers?
I mean, the Eastern Seaboard, again, down in the Rayon province, the Detroit of the East, is still high demand. But even as companies are investing in other industrial parks, we're even finding shortages or difficulty finding candidates in Korat, in Nakarratissima. So, a lot of companies have moved to industrial parks outside the normal ones of the Eastern Seaboard and Utia, and we're still needing to expand our operations to support them on finding the skilled labor.
Mr. Matthews, so do you see the labor transition in Thailand from the flood-affected areas to the safer zones problematic?
No, I mean, I've been asked about that. We haven't, we're still seeing growth in the Ayutthaya province of companies still, as they're opening up their facilities, they're getting back up to speed and increasing production. And when we're talking, to investors coming into the Kingdom of Thailand, it's not they're still looking at Ayutthaya and areas. I mean, obviously they're looking, it's not just because of the floods, it's about benefits on, what the skills are there, the logistics, what their product is, where they get their, where their subcontractors are. So there's a lot more things than just that there's a flood before companies decide where to open, both in Thailand or whether somewhere else.
Mr. Matthews, one more question before we go. Are you looking forward to the due date of the minimum wage increase on April the 1st?
Yeah, well, I mean, absolutely. I think, from a social point of view, it's great that the minimum wage is going to be increased. I think the challenges clients have is what do they do when the minimum wage has increased, and they have several options. Obviously, they can absorb that cost, which is not ideal. The other one is obviously to pass on to the consumer this cost. Again, that has its certain challenges. The idea is to really drive the efficiency and the productivity, so that they can do the same the productivity with either the same amount and increase, rather than hiring more people. They drive productivity, and they need to do that by looking at their processes, looking at the skills of the people, whether they can double hat some people to do multiple skills. So there's lots of ways that company can do that, but that will be not only an advantage for the company, but an advantage for the Kingdom of Thailand to improve the productivity of their workforce.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Matthews, for the information you provided for us today.
All right. Welcome and have a great day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.